friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So today we are going to make one of these, which is a multi-pocket pocket. So we've got a little tag in here. I'm really chuffed with this is a real kind of break from the norm for me on this style of tag. So I liked this because it's kind of a male tag. It says history, but I've put it down as his history. So his is highlighted. So I just thought I liked the way that I've done that. So there's that. Then there's this middle tag, which I've used a cutout of a person, but explore. And it's not the kind of traditional kind of stuff that I would normally do. Just I was just doing stuff differently because it's my birthday week and I can. So for those of you that haven't seen my cluster video from Monday, I was making clusters. I'm filming it on the same day, and I'm still covered in the glue and the ink that I was covered in, where I made clusters blindfolded. So I hope if you haven't already seen it, go and check it out because it's quite fun and also turned out really good. So I'm really pleased with how they turned out, so I might do more. I did make a little cluster from here inspired by the clusters that I made blindfold. That's how good they were. And then this is the final tag in here. It's the final tag, and this is the tag here. So never stop exploring. Why did I go for the explore kind of theme? Don't know. Maybe inspired by the fact that this paper has got planes on it. So, that could be stuck down. You could have it hinged in a book. You could have it hinged at the bottom. You could even have it hinged at the top. However you like to put it in, you can put it in. But I'll show you how to make it because it's really dead simple. Dead simple. Today's video is, well, I'm not going to do it blindfold. I'm thinking I might try and do things with my non-dominant hand. So I would normally be a right-hander, so I'm going to make it left-handed. Well, at least this first one anyway. So you'll need a piece of paper that is printed on both sides. It can be a piece of regular copy paper, just printed with some digitals. If you're printing digitals, though, you really want to check out Dash of Dave. His digitals are fantastic. They're on Etsy. You should go and check him out. Personal plug over. Or check out his ones on Ko-fi. Some of them are free, and you could make a free version of this. Yay! Do you know what is even better? If you print on a bit of old paper that has got already got something printed on it. So like this, if you print on. You just need to make sure it's cut to the right size. So if, for instance, in the UK we have A4, I would need to make sure that this cut to an A4 sheet, pop it in my printer and get it to print on that. So, and then you're over printing on what there is, and then in the lighter areas you've got a bit of this. What's this called? Music paper. So I'm just going to use this just because it's not a piece of copy paper, but I'm going to show you how anyway. So we're just going to fold it in half. The folding in half is just so you've got a centre line to work with, and it's just an easy way, and you're not really going to see it after you've done everything anyway. So it's going to fold it in half first of all, okay, and then we're going to leave it like that, and we're going to cut the corner off. Oh, I can't use it like that, can I? Because I'm going to cut them with my left hand. So this could be, it's like a left-handed person using right-handed scissors, so this could go wrong. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the corners off. Oh, I see what they mean by it's really difficult to cut with your left hand with a pair of right-handed scissors. That doesn't even work. Why is that not even cutting? Why does that not even cut? How is that not something that's cutting? Because it's just a pair of scissors. It's not. nothing really to do with my right or left hand. Anyway, that's that bit, and then you're going to flip it over and you can do the same again on. So it's the open corner you're cutting on, so hopefully yours will go better than mine did. I'm going to use that as a guide. I'm going to flip it round, and then I'm going to, so if it looks difficult, it's because it is. So there we go. I'm trying to cut with the wrong hand. Okay, so once we've got it folded like that, what we're going to do is we're going to fold the various sides into the middle. So you're going to fold it in from the edge, okay, and you're going to fold it in so it just sits, this edge sits just past your middle line, the fold that you've got, okay, and you're just going to put that crease in. And then obviously I've got to flip it round now because I've got to do that with the other left hand. I mean, I've only got one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, again, just slightly overlap it, and you're going to put it down like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're now going to turn it back around so it's the right way up, and we're going to fold the bottom of this up so that it's just a little, you know, kind of, you can either have it touching the bottom of that V, or you can have it a little bit down from there. I'm going to have mine a little bit down, and again I'm going to use my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand, and then just fold it over like that. Now you're not going to stick it down like that. You're going to open it out now, you're going to fold it out, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut this line in from the side. So just that line. I went to swap it over into my right hand and I'm not allowed to. Okay, so we're just going to cut this bit. Oh dear, not this is, yours will go better because you're not trying to be difficult. So we're just going to cut into that first, where it meets that first fold, and we're going to turn it round and do the same again on that other fold. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold these back over, okay, and we're going to fold them over and we're going to glue that center line. Okay, so I'm going to use this. Oh dear, I've now got to do glue with my non-dominant hand. You thought my right hand was not very steady. Wait until you see my left hand. Like I say, it's not my dominant hand. Okay, so, and then once we've done that, no, still going to use my left hand to glue it down. There we go. So, there we go. That's that. Okay, now what we're going to do is going to fold this one up, okay, but we're going to flip these sides in this way. And we're going to glue, this time what we're going to do is we're going to glue down the center, but also across this bottom edge. So we're just going to open it up, and what we'll do is we'll put a bit of glue. Now if you're like me and your bottom edge just kind of sits slightly below this bottom edge, I would stick the glue along this edge rather than here, because you might just miss the bit where you're trying to glue it to. Oh, nobody told me that I was doing it. Well, you probably were. You were probably shouting at me. That's your dominant hand, Dave. Oh dear. Obviously, you know, do yours with a straight line. Okay, so that side's glued down, and before we glue this other side down, we're just going to glue the two bits together. So put a line down the middle, fold that over, and glue it down like that. And if you've got any overhang, like I have, because you can't cut with your left hand, you can always just trim it off. And this might not go right, but you know, for want of trying, let's give it a go. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I think that might just stay like that. We'll just glue it over, because I can't do that with my non-dominant hand. Okay, so once you've got those two pockets, then what we're going to do is we're going to glue either side of here to make that third pocket down the middle. But I took a divot out of mine, so I took a divot out of there using a circle punch like I would normally do, but this time I'm going to do it with my left hand. So I'm just going to, the only reason why I'm putting another piece of layer on there is because I don't want this to get caught in the punch, and sometimes if it's a quite thin paper it can, and then you end up like potentially ruining your punch. Okay, so pop it in there, try and get it somewhere in the middle, and then just punch it, and there we go. It also doesn't chew it that way. So, and then before we glue it all down, we're going to ink it. Alright, I was thinking where on earth is that gone, but it's here. Okay, so we're going to ink it with our left hand, Dave. So let's go around and ink the whole thing. It's a bit of right-handed, like in joining in, making the movements, and it should really be the left hand only making the movements, Dave. Maybe this is the best inking I've ever done. Who knows? Answers on a postcard. So yeah, I mean, like, you know, I didn't know any other thing to do. After I'd done blindfold, there's like, you know, you're kind of running out of ideas of like things that you can do that make it a little bit different. So I thought left-handed, give that a go. And we'll just ink, especially around that divot, because we want the divot to show up. So you can see there's another pocket there. And in fact, I'm just going to open it out a little, just so that I can just do this edge without doing the back bit. I've got my tongue out because, you know, you try doing it with your non-dominant hand, and then you'll know what I mean. So, although, you know, if you were a left-handed person and you were at school in the I don't know, 70s and 80s, you probably you were probably being told that you were wrong, and oh no, not the 80s. I think we were a bit more enlightened by the 80s, but like certainly in the UK in the 70s, they were still telling kids that they had to use their right hand even if they were left-handed. So, because, you know, it was like the Stone Age. So I, you know, do have a bit of a, is it not bilingual? That's the ability to be able to speak different languages, isn't it? Ambidextrous is to me, because, you know, there are things that I naturally do with my left hand and other things that I naturally do with my right hand. So I've learnt to write with my right hand, and, you know, I can write quite well, but I can also write passably well with my left hand. And I can, you know, I can eat with my left hand, and I, you know, I change gear with my left hand because that's what you have to do. If you're in the UK, you have to do that. Anyway, just let me have a drink. So, there we go. We've inked that. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to glue this together, like I said. Oh no, we went swap hands. So we're going to put the glue down here. I'm glad the glue hasn't stopped flowing, because trying to ungum it with my non-dominant hand could end in disaster, especially with the fact that it's a pin I would have to be using. Sorry. So there we go. Stick that down like that. And there we go. So now we've got a pocket here. We've got a pocket here, and we've got a pocket here, and obviously you would leave yours to glue, to completely glue. So I'm going to make another one, and this time I'm not going to make it with my non-dominant hand. I'm going to be sensible and make it with the correct hand. So I'm going to have it. Shall I have it with, what shall I have on the inside? On the inside, the sun still shines. That's a very high note for me. That's, you know, that's like I'm in pain territory. So all I did was I've cut this down to a similar sort of size to like an A4, you know, US letter, whatever. And again, I'm going to cheat, not going to bother with drawing lines on it. I'm just going to fold it in half and make a mid-center line. I don't know whether I want what I want on the outside. No, I think I'm going to have this on the outside, but then, so I'd like the bottom bit to be the right way up when I flip it up. So that's it, that's the middle bit. Okay, so we are going to leave it folded like that, sorry. And then we're going to cut the corners off, because we like cutting corners. Story of my life and work is ability to cut corners. And then pop that back on the other side and do the same on there. I mean, you could always do it with a different gauge of angle, a different angle, that's what I mean. You could always, you know, cut it with a different, slightly different angle, top and bottom. You don't have to do it symmetrically. So we've got our middle line is there. I do just feel like I need to have a bit more of a clearer line, an easier line to see. So preferably using a pencil as an end on it would be a good idea, Dave. Try that. If that doesn't work, you can always use the blunt one with no end, but just going to put a line on there just so that I can see that line and you can see that line too. And so I'm just going to fold this so that it just sits over that line like so, and then we're just going to fold that down. In fact, rather than trying to burn my finger by friction running it backwards and forwards over this card, I will use a bone folder, because you know I can and I will. It's my birthday and I'll cry if I want to. But I won't. I'm not going to cry. So, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Whatever the song is, I don't know. Anyway, so that's that. That's now upside down. So when this folds up, it will be the right way up. So the bottom one will be inside out, remember. So it will be a different way round. So, anyway, let's glue those bits together. No, we don't want to glue it together, do we? Yet we need to fold it up first. So we're going to fold it up so that it's just below, and it's really hard because this is card. It's really hard because this is card. Who said you were a poet, Dave? All that in. Okay, so now we're just going to cut those. Again, we're not doing left hand. We're doing right hand because that is my dominant hand and I'm making it easy for myself. So we're going to fold that over and we're going to glue that down. So, oh no, let's do the inky pinky first. Let's do inky pinky before we get gluey wooey. Shut up, Dave. Give yourself a break. Give everybody a break, actually, not just yourself. Give everybody a break for 5 minutes. Just try it. Obviously one of these edges you're not going to see because one will be glued over the other, but you know, I'm just hedging my bets in case I ink the wrong one because I'm not paying attention when it comes to the gluing bit. So the reason why I didn't want to do it after I didn't want to ink it after I'd glued it is because you get a softer edge if it's open when you do your creases than if you do it when it's hard, when it's creased, because you get a very hard edge, whereas this kind of, you get a streak of it into the paper this way round. Except for it's got to go that way, Dave, so you're not going to see that side. That's the bit you want this time. You want to just do that with a softer edge, with it kind of open. And same on that bit. And then we're going to ink around that bit. And I think what we'll do is we might actually decorate this one. You know, as in decorate it, you know what I mean. Put something in it. Make it look pretty and finished. Or we could leave it for Finish It Friday. Well, not necessarily next Finish It Friday. We could leave it for another Finish It Friday, couldn't we? I'm not sure we will, though. So just want to make sure that's nicely inked. And then you can just see what your composition is like. Do want a divot in there, so maybe I'll go for a smaller divot this time. So a little divot. Like that. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll put some nice dark colour around that thumb hole. Okay, so now what we're going to do, again, we're going to just glue across one of the edges. Just so that it glues together. Glue it down. Okay, then we're going to glue that one up like that. You can glue that bottom edge, but there really is no need to. Oh, actually, that is just perfectly falling apart because that's just sticking proud of that fold line. You really don't need to, because nothing's going to fall out that bottom edge anyway, because it's going to be glued together. So you can't. It won't. It can't. Right. Let's just put that on there because it didn't stay together. It wasn't doing a Tina Turner. Let's stay together, you and I forever. It's all I need. Yeah, no, Dave. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs you trying to hit that note. So, and then I've just glued across the bottom edge, glued on that bit there as well. And then that way, then when I press it down together, it should just all stick together and be good. It is a little bit wonky out, a little bit wonky on that edge, but it's fine. We love it anyway. We love all of our babies, so you know, just like your children. Hopefully, like your children, you don't have any favourites, and if you do, you don't tell them. So. Just, you know, I'm just saying, not trying to get you into a family argument, but you know, don't tell your children that who your favourites are, and don't tell your craft projects who your favourites are. They're just a bit wonky. They're not perfect. You don't need to tell them. It's fine. They've probably worked it out for themselves, but they're just glad that you love them anyway. There we go. So, of course, you've got all of these bits that you've cut off, and you could always just then pop them on at the bottom, which, you know, you can do, and you might do, Dave. In fact, I might just do that, Dave. And then you've got some extra little tuck space, or you could just, you know, make some clusters and that sort of thing. So I've made similar things to this before, and I've probably made this before, but you know, I'm just doing it because we can, and I wanted to. So you don't. Not every project has to be unique. So, and also it's my birthday week. Not every project has to be unique, and also it's my birthday week. Why did it have to rhyme? I don't know why it had to rhyme, but it did. It didn't have to rhyme. I don't mean it had to rhyme. I'm just saying it did rhyme. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm saying now. It's because everything started rhyming and it started to weird me out. Anyway, it's my birthday week, so I'm trying to make things as simple as possible because, you know, I've got things to do, people to see. Got to see a man about a dog. Which is always I'm seeing a man about a dog is always a line that's used in TV programs to be just as vague as possible. So you can also be as vague as possible. So there we go. Oh, I like the way that looks actually. And you could, I don't know, what should we do? What else should we do? Should we pop that on there and make it like a more of a funky pocket, or should we put this one on there and make it a funky pocket? Or really, should it try and be a proper triangle, not just a. It should really try and be a triangle. Well, you know, it's doing its best. Leave it alone. It's doing its best. So that's 2 1/8. And what's that? How big is that? Oh, that's much bigger, Dave. That's much bigger. That's so we need to cut to about there and make it more of a triangle. Oh, next door's dog barking. Well, dog. It's one of the dogs. Right. There we go. That's more of a triangle. Yeah, we'll pop that on there. In fact, should we? No, we'll do it that way around. And we're going to emphasise the fact that it's the stuck-on bit because we're going to ink the edges and we don't care. And you know, and I'm just going to snip the very bottom of that off so it sits a little lower. And we'll call it Noah because everything's rhyming. I was just trying to, you know, make other things rhyme. So it sits a little lower, so everything. So we'll call it Noah. Anyway, you do you, and I will just continue to be me, as crazy as that is. So there we go. That's quite nice. I like the way that that's turned out. Right. Okay. So let's maybe do something with it. This one, it might be end up in the Finish It Friday collection. Vic said, "Please don't say collection like that again." And here I am saying it again. Because at the end of the day, I can. And I have. And no one can stop me. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. Just give me a ball. I can't give you a ball, but I can give you an oval shape. I don't think that's what he sings. That's why. Anyway, let's carry on making things, Dave, before the gumption and will runs out. The good will probably will run out before the will to do it. Right, I'll pull that one out and everything else will fall on the floor. Oh yes, I did. Oh, you should see the mess behind me. What a mess. Right, shall we put that in there? Go on then. Just be good. Now we've got a measurement. It's about 4 inches wide and it's about 6 7/8 high. So what you want to do is you just want to make sure that whatever you put in there fits in there. So obviously it will depend on how wide your piece of card or paper was in the first place. So you just always want to cut it a little bit shorter than you think, a little narrower than you think, because you know then you won't have all the problems that you have not been able to get the things to fit in. So once you've cut it, you can always just try it. Yeah, it fits. And then of course because it's a little short of 7, and also we've got on this one it goes all the way down to the fold. On these ones though, remember you've glued at the bottom, so it's not going to be all the way down. So again, let's just cut that to about there. Pop that in and see where we are with the height of that. I'd like it a little bit shorter than that, to be fair. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that bit off. I think that should be better now. Okay, come on. In fact, that's not what I was going to do. I was going to do something a bit different. Let me do the little bit different thing. So, I'm going to cut it to... What did I just say? We're going to go about there, 3 7/8 wide. And we're going to cut it to bigger, actually. So, bigger than... What? Bigger than? What? What are you talking about, Dave? I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, so good luck with that. So I'm going to cut it to about there. I don't know how big that is, but let's go 8.5. There we go, 8.5. So it's going to be about 1.5 inches higher. Why are you going to do that, Dave? That's going to look ridiculous, Dave. I know, everyone. That's my prerogative. It's my prerogative to have a little fun. Totally crazy. Yeah. Because what I'm going to do, I still took it out and didn't mean to do it, is I'm going to stick it in there and we're going to have hair. No. I'm going to mark it on here, and this is not, not necessarily going to work out, but we're going to give it a go. Just going to put a little line, make sure it's in there. Yeah, put a little line. And then I'm going to find the middle of this. Let's find the middle. Let's get rid of the stuff on the desk. Let's get rid of the stuff on the desk. Right, okay. So it's 4, so half of 4 is 2. So 1, 2, that's it. Buckle my shoe. 3, 4. Knock at the door. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to draw an arc around here. Not an Ark of the Covenant, I will just point out, but an arc nevertheless. And I'd like to find something that I could do that with. Maybe, I was going to say, a 2-inch circle would be fantastic, but I don't think I have a 2-inch circle. I'm going to cut this out. Is this a 2-inch circle? I've got a 2 1/4 inch circle punch that doesn't work because I broke it. I don't know how I broke it, don't ask me. Okay, so is that going to work? Not really. No. It needs to be bigger than that. Why am I thinking 2 inches? It's not 2 inches that I need. I'm going to just draw around something. I don't care. I'm going to draw around my candle lid. So, oh, that candle smells beautiful. I'd put it on if I was, like, less dangerous. So, put it on. I mean, like, light it, Dave. That's what you mean. So, I'm going to just draw around this because it's easy. And that'll do. Yeah, see, that'll do. I'll just kind of round it off to that edge. And I'm just going to have it so that it sticks out a little bit at the top, a little bit, It sticks out with a rounded top and you can't stop me. That candle is amazing. I'll go around to this here. What is my candle? My candle is Happy Holidays. Oh, I can't tell you what that smells of, but it definitely doesn't remind me of Happy Holidays. It smells like fruity and it doesn't even tell me what's in it. Soy wax, that's what it tells me is in there. That's not really very useful, is it? Anyway, where are we? Back in the room. Let's make this. So we're not going to cut this with my left hand because I'm more likely to cut my left hand off if I try that. So I'm going to cut around there, and then I'm going to cut around. Oh, don't cut it off like that, Dave. And then I'm going to cut around there and just go a little bit wider than where I went to, just so I've got a much more. I think, it's not a perfect thing, but who cares? And then what I'm planning to do is pop this up the top here because I can and I will, and you can't stop me. And this is going to be somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the city where the air is still. And we're going to pop that out. We've got a little thing to pull it out like that with. That's what I was trying to do. See, you're thinking, what? You took all that time to do that, Dave? Wow. Wow. Just wow. But, it suits me. It made me happy. And that's all that matters. It might not have made you happy, but it made me. Now I'm going to kind of emphasize the roundness of that and just round off that corner as well. Definitely like we're emphasizing the wonkiness of that line, but never mind. I'm going to ink all around it. I've been around the world and I can't find my baby. I don't know when, I don't know why. I don't know why either, so I don't know why he's gone away. So that's going to be in there. I quite like that. Yeah, good job, really, isn't it? So, because I made it. It'd be terrible if you went, that's horrible, Dave. So, what else are we going to stick on here? Let's get some book page. Sorry, I was thinking then. What book page or want a bit of that? Might have a bit of that, actually. Bit of that. Bit of this, bit of that, you know. Bit of something, bit of everything. Don't put everything on it, Dave. Something is fine, everything is not. Bit of paper, bit of paper. Well, it's not book paper, it's magazine paper. You know, it's the hobby paper that we're all expecting me to use. So we'll pop that on there. We will kind of just rip it because we can. And then we'll have it so that it kind of. Oh no, I don't want it to be quite so. We'll have it like that. Yes, we'll definitely have it like that. And we will just cut that bottom edge off, and we'll cut on that line because there's a line on here. And we'll ink this because at the end of the day we can, and more importantly we should. And I am a slave to the not rhythm. I am not Grace Jones. To my craft. Not Mike Craft. I don't know who Mike Craft is, but like I'm not slave to Mike Craft. That would be very odd. But I'm a slave to my craft. What on earth are you talking about, Dave? I haven't got a clue. Don't ask me. Slave to the rhythm. Again, enough with the high-pitched ones, Dave. You know you can't hit that note. They're more likely to hit you back. And claim assault. Anyway, I'm going to pop that on there, and then we will have. I think we need a big man. Just end the conversation there. I think we need a thing now, Dave. Shut up. Oh, blimey. We need things. Oh no, it's all fallen out. It's all gone wrong. It's gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. What on earth happened there, Dave? I don't know. You lost control. It all just went. It went and it happened, and it all transpired in front of your eyes. So now we've done that. What shall we do? So we will pop. Let's stick it down first. Should we stick it down, or do we want to just see what we're going to do with all these are flowers? These are words, and these are people. Let's have a look at people. A person. Let's have a look at people. People who need people. Do we have her sitting there? What's she gonna sit on? She'll sit on a chair. I found her sitting on a chair. What? Where? There. That's quite a nice composition, isn't it? I might just actually just cut down that, and I'm going to be cutting into her derriere, but I think it's quite fair. He's rhyming again. Stop him rhyming. Nobody can stop me rhyming, so we're gonna pop you. We're gonna sit you there. You're gonna have your bustle hanging over the chair. Yeah, I like that. That was not bad. That just fell together, didn't it? Sometimes that's the best way, isn't it? If it doesn't work organically, then you sometimes have to compose it, but sometimes it just works organically. Shut up, David. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening anymore. Well, they might be. Oh, actually, I quite like that on there. I don't know what it'll look like when I've stuck it down, but yeah, we're going to do that, lady. Right, you move out of the way, and we're going to stick this down first. Right, we want it to be about there, which is great, because I'm never going to find that again. I should pop that there. So it needs to sit on there. Okay, and there's things to pop out of her, so I'll pop them out before I do anything else. I'll peel this off. We're gonna pop this on here, whether you like it or not. Okay, so that's going on there. I was just thinking, panic, is it up the right way? It's up the right way, we don't care now, it's fine. So that can go there, that can go there. Oh, yes, now that's good. That's a good composition, Dave. You can keep that. It's worth keeping. You couldn't make that rhyme, could you? No. Did you try? Yes, you did. You can keep that there with her sat on a chair. But we've tried that, Dave. I don't know what's happening to my voice. My voice is getting gradually deeper today. Maybe my voice is broken at last at the age of 56. Anyway, let's just pop this out. I think I'm funny. Pop that. I'm a bit afraid of popping that out. I thought that looked like part of her stomach, but it isn't. Of course, she's wearing a thing. What's it called? A girdle. And then we're going to pop that out. Take her ear off. Hopefully not. There we go. Oh, that's quite nice. Right, we're going to ink round you, love, because we want you to kind of blend in. Where's me? Well, we would ink round you if I could find somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. No, that's not even the tune, and it's not even a note that you were hitting. So, yeah. Yeah, no, but don't worry. Musical school is not looking for you. We're looking for some person like you to shut up for 5 minutes and stop trying to sing. Know your place, Dave. I'll put that on now. Have we inked all the way around? Did we ink all the way around? Oh, we have. Yes, we have. So we're going to pop you on there. I don't know quite why. Is she kind of leaning forward? She's like, or do we have her so she's a bit more like that? Let's have her a bit more like that, so she's leaning less forward. We'll just ink around here as well. Found. What else? Where? Well, it says where on the back. I don't know. I don't know where that would go. And I'm just going to stick this just on that bit there so that I can kind of position it. And we'll go about there. And then we will just lift that up and just put a blob of glue into there. And then we will then glue the whole thing in its entirety down. So, all the way around and about, over here and where, and there. And then we'll stick that on, and we'll get that straight. And that will look rather jolly. I'm quite happy with that, you know. Right, that's that. Okay. Now we need another thing. We need another thing. A thing of otherness. What? Shut up. Otherness. What? Where's me thing gone? Oh, it's here. So we could have that, or should we have that there? Hang on just a minute, let's see if we can get it in first. Maybe have, don't know, maybe that there. Yeah, that fits nicely in there. And we'll have that there. We will put a tab on the top. Let me get a tab. Where is a tab? I need a tab right now. Sorry, just rummaging. I'll just carry on rummaging. No, we've got this. That's not what I want. This is not the tabs you're looking for. I need to keep tabs on where everything is. Yeah, okay, alright. I'm here all week. It's a good job I'm here and not with you. Oh, it's there. just trying to find the other box that I was looking for. This one. It looks the same, but it's not. Here we go. So we could have a metal one. No, a little bit sharp. What should we use? Should we use this? That one? Maybe that one? Got anything else that's a bit more exciting? Out else that's more exciting. Maybe that one. Let's use that. That's a bit more exciting. Close the lid. Okay, let's round the corners. Round the corners. No cutting corners now. We're just going to round them. So. Okay. Sorry, I was having had a moment where I was thinking. Could you tell I was thinking? Could you hear the cogs whirring? Well, I could hear the cogs whirring anyway. So. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to pop that on the top and just fold it in half and make it into a tab. Oh, no, try and fold it properly, Dave. Fold it better than that, Dave. Go on, give it a go. See what it's like. See what it's like to get it right. Right, there we go. I'll pop that on there. Because, yeah, that's quite nice. I know it's a giant tab type, what? Try again. I know it's a giant tab type tag. No. I can't even think what I was trying to say. The words that I was trying to say are in there somewhere. You might have to reorganise them and put them together and make some sense out of that. But I have no idea where I was going with that. And sorry, can't help you. Anyway, pop that on there. Kind of level with the top. There we go. Yeah, that's good. And we might put a little word on there because we can. We can put a little word on it. We can put something on here. What about this one? Will that fit? I mean, we might have to cut it down. Put before. We'll cut that down actually. We'll make that look a bit more before. Oh dear, it's rhyming again. What? Just snippy snips. Snippy snips, you know what I mean. Just snip it out. Just cut it out, Dave. Yeah, people have said that a million times. Okay, while you're here, just by the way, as you're sat here enjoying my enjoying my banter, then hopefully you will have subscribed or at the very least liked this video, or commented, or all of the above, because all of the above is better than none of the above. So I'm going to pop that in there. Okay, yeah, it does go in there. Okay, now what do we need to do? Let's put put something. We'll need a bit of book page because we'll need to kind of break this up a little bit. We are going to just tear it a little. I'll pop that on there, and then there's no chair this time, so we'll pop that on there and without a chair. In fact, we're popping it on there without any ink on the edge. I've just realised, but never mind. We'll do it without. It's fine. We don't have to ink everything down. What? We don't? What? No. There we go. Pop that on there, and then we will put maybe a flower. Should we have a flower? We could have a towering in flowering, like a towering inferno. It's alright, don't worry. After this, I'm going to go and have something to eat because my brain's mashed. What's that? No, not that. Not that. That's too, me. I don't like it shiny. Don't like the shininess. I will use them, just not in this way. Oh, maybe that. maybe that, and a, yeah, let's stick that on. And then we'll put a person maybe in front of it. So we'll pop that on there. We will just go over it with a little bit of ink just to kind of just blend it in, and maybe should have done that first, but never mind, it's fine. And then we will put a small person of smallness. Maybe her with a rabbit. We could, no, we don't want to cut her in half, do we? That would be sad. No, not you. No, not you. No, you are groups of 2. So definitely not you. And didn't mean to rhyme, but it did. Hey. You don't have very much definition, but maybe if I pull you off the back of the thing, you'll look better. So this is one of the ones that's like one of the people, but it's like a wood chip style one. We might put you there and then cut you off. No, don't like you. Sorry. Nothing personal. It's not like I don't like you. So, I mean, it is like I don't like you, but it's nothing personal. Oh, there we go. Perfect. We'll stick her on there. Perfect. It's like she was meant to be. She came to me, and she was meant to be. See, it's rhyming again. What's going on? There's a glitch in the matrix. Somebody's hit the rhyming button. So put you on there. Oh, you've got take that bit out of the middle there. We can just ink around the middle, and we'll stick it. Oh, don't go running. Don't go changing. Trying to please me. You never let me down before. So pop you on there. Da 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 da. That's done. Another one done. So another one done. And then we just need one for the middle now, don't we? So what should we have in the middle? I don't know. Well, let's find out then. Should we do that together, Dave? Maybe. Who knows? Should we have that? No, we want something different, don't we? We do. Well, because we've got tons of paper over here. Might as well have something a bit different. Maybe this one. Oh, again, more stuff on the floor. Brilliant. I'll pop that on here. We're going to go a little bit short of 4. We're going to use this as we can. Oh, there's always stuff down by the side of me, but I never remember. Oh, hang on, I didn't cut that down, didn't I? So that's small and that's tall. So we want something between. Oh, well, I haven't cut that off properly yet, but we will. And we'll have something about yay high. Yay high is not a measurement, Dave, that you were able to take. There you go. And we will make this look gorgeous. If it doesn't look gorgeous, we'll just settle for whatever. Maybe we'll do something different. No, we won't do something different on this one. We'll just cut it, Dave. Is that right? That doesn't look right. Is that? Hang on. It might be that end. That might be that one. Is it that one? Oh, I don't know now. No, that's definitely too high. And that one. I don't know. No, that's too low. I've got the Goldilocks effect going on here. Let's try and get it just right. Okay, so let's go for that. We'll go for that. That'll be just right, Dave, won't it? I don't care. It's going to be the way it's going to be. I've got to be certain. I've got to be so sure. Okay, do that. Oh, phone's buzzing. Why is it buzzing? No idea. Some news. Don't listen to the news anymore. It's all doom and gloom. Make my own news. I'm always making headlines. So shut up, Dave. Shut up. Give people a chance. Give people a rest for 5 minutes. Okay, so we're just going to ink round here, and we'll make this into a little tab. We're going to stick on there. Tiny tab. Teeny tiny tab. That's all we need. We don't need a big tab. We just need a teeny tiny one. Okay, so. Oh, yesterday, which is obviously not yesterday to you, because it'll be like, over a week away. Over a week ago, I mean. Oh, hang on, let me just ink the edge of the. Well, at least do the top edge, Dave. Where you're going to stick this. I went to Elsica Heritage Centre. Elsica is an unusual place. Is an unusual spelling. I would spell it for you if I had a piece of paper that I could write on, but I don't know whether I can. There you go. Let's see. Let's write it in letters that you can see. It's spelt ELESCAR. I think. Now I'm looking at it. I don't know whether it is now. Yeah, it is. So it's ELESCAR. So Elsica. I know it doesn't. I know, like everybody else will be thinking, what? Elskar, or however you might pronounce that, but it isn't. Remember, it's a British town. I am British, and I know how to pronounce my own place names. So, well, I do when somebody's told me. I don't always get them right myself. So, but it's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Oh, I didn't do me chompy bits. Oh, I bet I can't do that now. So we're going to do a chomped corner myself, and same on this side. Never going to be as good as the real thing, but it's better than nothing. I'll do that one. There we go, and then we'll do these on the bottom edge with a proper thing, and then we'll ink that. Ink that all the way round, because we can and we should. And then what we'll do is we'll stick something else with glue. Actually, let's just cut this bit off so this is rounded as well. And cut all of the excess off it so we can get a look for what the actual tag looks like. Dave, there we go. Great. Okay, so great. It's great. Today is full of possibilities. It's true. Today, Dave, is mostly hungry. I'm starving. I could eat a rabid donkey. I won't, but I could. I'm not sure that the donkey would be happy about that, but I think maybe that might go on there. Do you know what? I think I like that. And then we could have somebody dancing in it. Not dancing in it necessarily, but somebody standing in it. Obviously we're going to ink it because it's too brilliant white for me. I'm not even going to recut it because I'm not that fussed. I'm going to glue it down before I change my mind. Today is full of possibilities, especially if you just go with the flow. And I certainly have on most of it, certainly most of it today. Pop that on there. Don't mind that the leaf is hanging off the edge. We will just chop that off. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong way up, Dave. We'll have maybe today is full of possibilities on there. No, not you there. Not you. Sorry, no offence, little girl, but you're just not right for it. So I quite like the juxtaposition of it being a lad, because he's got skis. I think he's supposed to be a Christmas kid. No, you cover too much of it up. I'm sorry. Sorry. No. Sorry, but no. So we have today is full of possibilities like that, or should we have it like that? Or should we have it like that? Or should we have it like today is full of possibilities? Or should we have him that I don't want him to stand on the flower, I want him to stand over here. Oh right, okay, I'll stick him down, because I know where I want him. And then I might either stick the other thing over the top of him, or not obviously over his face, bless him. But just stick it down. Cool, that's that. Stick you on there. That's great. That's marvellous. And don't want... Maybe today isn't full of possibilities. Maybe today is full of possibilities. We're just going to do it a different way. Peel that off. We're going to chop it in half. Well, not in half, but chop it in between of and possibilities. In fact, we're just going to cut the spacing of that so it looks better. We will ink it because we can and should. Multiple point. Don't lose that, Dave. Where is it? It's a good job I've got monkey feet and I can pick it up with my feet. So, shame about my socks being so dirty, but yeah, good. Squashed it all into my socks. Yeah, I've got monkey feet. I've got toes that can do that. Grab things. So it's handy when you drop things on the floor. Obviously not if you drop a knife, because you know I haven't got Kevlar feet. So we're going to pop you on there. Not you, because you're not a person or a thing. You're an inanimate. You're an inanimate object. Yes, an inanimate. Yes, that's what he said, Dave. And this one. Be quite liberal with the glue because it's very porous on the back. There we go. See, that's nice, like that too. Right. Okay. So we now have a little collection of things to go in here. I'll leave it for a minute. I'm going to tidy it up and I'm going to come back to you. I've tidied all of this up now and I've popped these into their various pockets. I've just realised though I don't have anything for in here. So I think maybe, do I make something quickly or do I just pop something that I already have? Maybe I should just put one of these words in here. I've got a few, so I couldn't I? What have we got? Tidbits, loved, bright. It's not going to fit, is it? Although it could go in like that. Oh no, that doesn't look. It looks silly, doesn't it? I'll admit it. It looks silly. Maybe I'll just need to make something quickly then. Right, okay, so just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, Jaws 2. Okay, right, what are we doing? So, quickly, Dave, think about it. What are you doing? No, not that. Don't use that, Dave. Don't use that. Where you just add loads of stuff, and where have you just put it? Oh, it's all here. Okay, so we could use a bit of this, couldn't we? Yes, let's use a bit of that. How big have we got? What's the space? What's our space like? Lost in space. No, that was Pigs in Space I was singing. Not even singing, saying. Do you remember Pigs in Space? That was the Muppets. So, Pigs in Space. Yeah, so you're glad you tuned in today, aren't you? So yeah, I just don't know why I didn't even think about finishing this. How random and scary of me. You know why? I do know why. It's because my brain's going, food. Dave, you're starving. Food. Eat some food. Come on, Dave. Eat some food. Right, we'll pop that in there. Let's just see if it fits. Because if it don't fit, there ain't much point in popping it in there. Oh, it's tight. You know what I can do, though, to make it not less tight? Give it a rub over with a bit of nice smelling candle, and it should then fit in there nicely. And what we're going to do is we're not going to... Oh, there you go, perfect, see? Just gives it a bit of a lubrication. So what we'll do is we won't overcomplicate it, Dave, he says. So easier said than done if we met. We will pop maybe In My Heart on it. We will have a bit of the bit of the other colour, which is here. This, maybe a bit of that to tie it in, or even no, we'll do it that way. I'll have a bit of that on there. We'll ink that over. Just thinking I should have done this before I actually made the thing waxy, because I don't know how well this will stick. Maybe I'll use some of this on it to make it stick. I'll pop that on there. No, have to open it down. I think this kind of sticks to almost anything. Well, if you saw the last video, you'll know that it certainly did. It stuck to my hand, and then I couldn't find it because it was stuck to my hand, and I was doing a blindfold challenge. So there we go. I'd love to say that was straight, but I'd be lying if I did. There we go. That's better. We'll pop that on there, and maybe we will have a little something. I don't know what. Maybe we will have maybe a person. Let's get a person. I think a person would kind of fit. It's had a person on all the other pages, all the other bits. So, oh, now is not the time for it to be all difficult. Now is not that moment. Your difficulty window has elapsed. In My Heart. Do we want them there or there? I think we want them there. Yep, that's nice and simple. See? Told you it'd be nice and simple and quick. Not so much about the rest of the video, but hey. Oh, there's a blob in the middle that we need to pop out. Bit of ink in there. Right, I don't need the 3-in-1 now. We can just stick this to here. Don't know why she's only got one leg. It came that way. I didn't cut it off. It's probably tucked somewhere, but it does look like she's only got one leg. I mean, she could only have one leg. That's very plausible. In My Heart. Perfect. And then we will shape it up. Better shape up, because I need some ham. In My Heart. We will shape this now. Just snip around it. In fact, I could even just pop that in there and snip it off, I think. I could. And that way. Oh, I think I've just mashed the front of it, though. I have. try sticking that back on then, Dave. Pop that on there. Let's tie that one back up again. Might put a tiny tab on it because I've had a tab on all the others. I think it would kind of go nicely. What am I looking for though? I've got some tabs. I did say I was going to keep tabs on it, but I clearly didn't. So maybe that way, and we can have that maybe there. Do I want that on there? I don't even know whether I want it on there. No, we're not going to bother. We're just going to... Oh, let's cut the thing off there. It's just going to ink around it. Tie it all in. Don't even think I'm going to have a tab. Shall I have a tab? Do I want a tab? Oh, go on then, have a tab. There's a goose outside. I can hear some. Oh, I can hear someone. I can hear a goose. I don't know why. I don't know anybody with geese. Maybe it's just a bit early to be flying back, isn't it? They fly south for the winter. It's a bit soon to be doing that, I think. Unless they know something that we don't. Okay, so pop that in there, and there we go. This is my finished pocket, and there we go. That's it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was another little thing to make. We've made it slightly different to last time, so I was just trying to get that in the end. Close that one up, move that out of the way, get rid of that, get rid of those bits, get rid of this, and pop that in the bin. There we go. So that's that one, and that's the other one, and I hope you liked it, and it's something you might do or have a go of, or maybe even just like the video. And thanks for spending some time with me. No, spending some time with me. Don't forget. Don't forget. I've forgotten what I was going to say. How ironic. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share, comment, subscribe if you aren't already. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. I'm going to get something to eat before my brain fails me. All right then, folks. Take care. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. I'll see you very soon. Bye. Bye.